Leo, this is Kee of Soul. I'm Ellie. Welcome to the Kee of Soul family. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're just listening for the first time, welcome. This is the Kee of Soul family. I'm Ellie, where we mix intuitive tarot and astrology into guided messages from God's Spirit Universe and to see what's coming up in the next transitions of the aspects of the stars and the planetary alignments. Welcome. This is Leo's reading. Sun, Moon and Rising. Even if you aren't a Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising, if you've clicked on this video, listen in. There is something here for you. Head over to socials, click a link in the description box. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Also, if you don't know what your sun, moon and rising sign is, there is a free link in the description box that will connect you to your natal chart and allow you to understand what your guided life and intuitive path of life is through the guided understanding of astrology and where the stars and the planetary alignments are in your houses. Right, Leo, welcome. Oh my goodness, it has been some hot, fiery energy with Venus soon to sextile the Leo house and also oppose the Aries house. So there is a lot of hot air rising. I can feel it. It is very warm in the house today. All right, let's see. We are going to choose a guided message from Dreams of Gaia, which was gifted to me by a very dear friend a few years ago. We're going to tap into some energy of what God's Spirit Universe wants to align with us today in this reading, and then we're going to tap into some oracle and traditional tarot messages at the end. All right, let's see what we have. Right, I picked two cards. I didn't pick two cards. That one dropped away, so obviously that's not needed. So we have the Seven of Water. So there's a lot of Scorpio energy at the moment. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So I feel like there's if we're looking at the energy of Leo to Scorpio, we're in a challenging aspect of our feelings and emotions, which will subside, but obviously this has come up since the Aries New Moon and with the Aries Full Moon, and with the Libra Full Moon coming in, there's obviously going to be a major shift of energy. Now, over the last 2 or 3 months, you will be noticing and have noticed that the energy has just been going boom, boom, boom. It's been moving quite fast, right? If it's not, this is not your reading. If you have noticed how fast the energy has been moving, tap in. So we're going to look at what more this Seven of Water has to say. I feel like your solar plexus needs to reactivate. You need to rebalance your energy. You have a lot of support within your community, family and friends and your relationships, but you may be somewhat politely ignorant into actually listening to what your friends and family and even professional relationships have to say at this time. So let's dive in to the Seven of Water. Right, so I'm just going to pull some key messages some keywords and a few paragraphs from this reading, from what I've said. So the keywords are knowing, trust, faith, surrendering to the divine, releasing control, advertising peace, certainty, and releasing the passive flow of energy. So releasing the passive flow of energy doesn't mean that just stop the flow of energy. It's to allow it to pass through as a feeling or an emotion. This emotion or whatever is affecting you at this time has not been controlling you, does not make you the person who you are. So let's look into it a little bit further. The need to control others or a situation is born of fear. Now, there has been quite a lot of debilitating energy with Mars squaring your sign, with Mercury soon to square your sign. There could be forms and aspects of miscommunication, control and dominancy, whether that be yourself or another person, and because there could be an ego struggle or a pull of ego between the relationship, it's so important to be able to recognize this and address what is going on. Whether that fear is about losing someone or something we love, of being alone, or is simply a fear of failure or missing out. Now, that can affect Leos quite strategically. The fear of losing someone that we once cared about, whether that through a passing or a disconnection of a relationship, we could feel like we've lost competency, or we feel incompetent or debilitated with that energy. We can make empowered choices and work with due diligence and dedication. So rededicating ourselves to what makes sense in our life. And what makes sense doesn't mean that what has always made sense, but beginning it when we release energy and begin a new chapter, that means evolving, releasing the energy from the evolution of we once were. It's like a flower or an intricateness of petals or an onion layer. It's not that we change who we are, we're just changing and evolving and learning our lessons throughout life to become a new and evolved and improved person of ourselves. And I feel like that is an emotion that we have subconsciously been working through over the last 6 months with Pluto in retrograde, and on Monday the 13th of October with Pluto going direct. It's going to allow us to actually venture out of that subconscious hollow self and where we've been in our mind in Aquarius, and actually putting that into perspective. You may decide to actually reconnect with someone that you had a disconnection with over the last 6 months at some stage. You may realize some form of fault or due diligence that you need to have released or recognized that there was a relationship breakdown, and you're willing to reconnect, not apologize, but at least understand that the past you and you spending time within yourself has allowed you to understand that the connection with this person, either you or the other person, it's time to release and evolve the relationship. And releasing and evolving the relationship could mean that you are going to absolutely completely cut off the relationship, or plant a new seed and manifest a new beginning of a relationship that has been dormant for some months now. Right, potential blockages. When the Seven of Water appears in reverse, she signifies an inability or willingness to yield and be flexible. But remember that which does not blend and eventually break. Water can find any crack, any opening, and use it to its advantage. If contained, it becomes still and peaceful, calm and waiting, receptive. Detach emotions and let go of all expectations. Expectations that you've built up in your mind that no longer exist or didn't exist, or future expectations of what you did think it was going to be like and it no longer is, or never ended up turning out to be as bad as what you'd even expected. Water comes to tell you that it is time to take a deep breath and exhale. If you have set intentions, move towards love and release what is no longer necessary in your present life. Embrace a peaceful, receptive and flowing state that allows you to forward into your next step and your next journey. Right, so now that we have some clarification on this, let's grab one more Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Again, if you've come this far into the reading, click a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the description box. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know what you resonate with in what's to come in the next few minutes of this reading. Leave a message, let me know what it is that you're connecting with today. All right, we have Wisdom. So Wisdom connects to the Hermit card. It's a major arcana. So whatever's happened in this flow state of going inwards into that scorpionic energy in the last few months, your Wisdom card has allowed you to go in and change something about yourself. You've been illuminating something within your subconscious mind that has allowed you to grow within, mature. You have matured from something within. However, you're still feeling quite off balanced. You could be having hip issues, knee issues, or something wrong with your legs or hip that you're feeling off balanced with. That is coming through very strong. Romantic love, 3-9, which is 12 and 3. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. Romantic love, the number 12. So you could be connecting to the numbers 3, 6, 9, 12. Romantic love. So whomever you haven't been speaking to, you could have had a platonic relationship with this person. They could have also been a family member or a loved one, a sibling that you've disconnected from, or trying to reignite some form of passionate love within your life. I feel since Venus has been out of your sign, you've not been feeling so confident within yourself, and you have felt as if your ego has dropped quite a lot, especially with Venus being debilitated in Virgo. Since it came out of Leo, the last 4 to 6 weeks could have felt very grey, just you feeling very unsure of yourself, because Leos generally feel quite confident within themselves. It's a sense of pride, and I feel like that pride is what has disorientated your balance. And this is not for everyone, this is really specific, so please use your own discernment, and if this is not making sense 15 minutes into the reading, this reading is obviously not for you. So allow it. This may not be you, but it could also be someone that you know. Leo, or someone with strong energies of Leo or Sun placements within their chart. So again, checking the description box and checking your natal chart and see what resonates with you. So we have allowance, the number 9. So we've had 3, 9 and 9. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. So I feel you've been more judgmental on the miscommunication and breakdown of whatever's happened recently over the last few months. However, since the Virgo eclipse and the Aries Full Moon, there's been a major transition in how you were thinking and progressing through certain aspects of your life. I think allowance is definitely coming up about some form of karmic debt that you may have with a romantic loved one, or some form of any relationship with a loved one. So this could be a debt, either give or take, to the family, from you, or from you to the family, some form of money owed, or allowance being given that should be getting released at this time, with us coming out of a Jupiter Venus sextile, which is a positive aspect. There's obviously been some form of money or financial wealth that is going to be handed over. So we've got Gaia here, which is the number 8. So we've got 9, 10, we've got 8, 9 and 10 here. So Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are our great mother, and to the universe that birthed us all. So I feel like there is definitely a connection with Mother Nature. This is a sign to obviously go out and spend some time in nature if you haven't. Some people, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, some of us are coming out of winter, some of us are going into winter. So obviously that is very relevant. There's some form of blessing coming. We've got 3-3, which is the miracle card. So there's some form of blessing on the way. 6, so it's either going to be in 3 to 6 months or 3 to 6 weeks. With Christmas currently, if you're reading this in the current timeline, Christmas is about 9 weeks away. So it could also mean that there's some form of blessing coming in over the Christmas period. You could be giving the blessing, or you could also be receiving the blessing. Check your emails. Check your emails. There's something coming in the emails, could have something to do with the miracle, or just be careful of your emails, making sure that you're sending them correctly. Self-care. Either you or someone has been very blunt to you. However, even in their bluntness, you have been listening. You've been trying to self-care for yourself. And you have been doing something to do with emails, or you're getting better with your technology. Definitely reopening your heart chakra is going to be really important at this time, especially with a lot of positive aspects to Venus. You're starting to feel a little bit more stable. Starting to feel a little bit more stable, or the people around you are starting to feel that you're becoming a little bit more stable. This is very interesting. Again, I've got 3, which is 6, 2, 8, 9, 3, 9, and I've also got 3, 9, 3, 9. So in the frequency deck, I've had 3, 6s, 10s, 9s, 12s, and 9s come up. And in this deck, which is the angel numbers, we've had the 3, 9, 3, 9. So we've got 18, which is overall 9. We've also got another 6. And we've also got 12. So soulful success. Your soul's evolution aligns with the success. Embrace inner transformation for a fulfilling future across all aspects. You're definitely living your dreams at this stage, even though it may not feel like it. I feel like the 7 of Pentacles is coming through, where you're just pushing yourself and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. All right, just quickly, we're hitting 22 minutes on the clock. 22:20 right now. If you've come this far, make sure to hit like, share, subscribe. Check out the other videos on Kee of Soul Tarot. Head over to socials and let me know where in the world you're listening from and what you've resonated with so far. Even if you have not resonated with something this far into the video, come back in a few weeks and let me know what you have resonated with, and make sure to check out what your sun, moon and rising is in the other videos on Kee of Soul Tarot. All right, and wow, I did not even realize this when I just said 22:20 on the clock, and I had this card ready to pull, but I did not even realize that that was the 222 card, and I exactly stopped at 22:20. Abundance and blessings. There is so many good things happening right now. I know the last few months have had some very challenging aspects, but there are some really amazing things that are just about to happen over the next few months, especially with a few of the planets. Jupiter is still yet to go retrograde, which means it goes back and gives us abundance in Cancer, which will represent wherever Cancer is in a house, but generally it will refix things with our mother, our father, our home, and wherever Cancer is in your chart. So make sure that there will be a lot more abundance and blessings coming through when Jupiter goes retrograde. I'm pretty sure that is only a couple of weeks away as well, which is very interesting. It's going to be so good. It hasn't yet completed its transition in Cancer. It is only 6, maybe 5 months in. No, not even that. 2 to 3 months in, and he's going to retrograde back. And then we have Jupiter still in Cancer, and we are going to get double the blessings and double the prosperity and double the wealth and joy and happiness coming in. The last 3 to 6 months, while Jupiter has been in its transition where it is, it has been causing some form of back and forth because it has been in challenging aspects, being a cardinal sign and us having so many cardinal placements right now. However, that is just about to change. We're going to get double the blessings. I'm saying it again because I'm doubling up. Double the blessings, double the joy, double the happiness, double the wealth. Something amazing is going to come in the next 3 to 6 months that will just blow your mind. All right, soulmate connection. Again, 4, 8, 12. These numbers could be significant to you. Soulmate connection, someone you are connected to, whether it be a sibling, a partner, a loved one, a professional. There is some form of abundance in soulmate connection. Some of you could be moving in to your home with a soulmate, or you could be living just as a flatmate with a potential soulmate coming in. There is some form of connection that has been stagnant, that you could be a soulmate with this person. And whatever it is, Chiron, the wounded healer, opposing the sun at this time will illuminate what needs to be addressed in that wounded healing. Okay. Stability is coming. That was at the bottom of the deck. Stability is coming. Stability and support. The Lovers. Walking away what no longer serves you. Alright, let's get some chimes. Charms. Alright, we have a crown. So activating your crown chakra at this time could be really important. Some of you could be getting a new cat or a companion. You could be seeing dragonflies in your garden, which are a sign that this message is for you. You could be seeing butterflies. Which is also a synchronizing sign for you. Definitely going out and spending some time in the sun, or being aware where the sun is, and if this, actually this is a Leo reading and your planetary sign is the sun. So activating that solar plexus for sure. Again, I think with the Seven of Water, there has been a disconnection with the sun, and that needs to be reactivated. That is absolutely important at this time. You haven't been spending a lot of time in the sun. And yeah, definitely being more playful. So that is a dolphin with a ball. So you may need to go to like a marine sanctuary, or somewhere close to where there's dolphins. And have some trees. So somewhere where there's dolphins and trees and a lot of sun. So you could be going camping in the forest or near the ocean. So connecting to earth and water, I think, is going to be really important. And for Leos, that is a fire sign. Connecting to earth and water, which is our feelings and emotions, and the earth grounds us with nature, is so important, especially being a fire sign where we can get really heated or overwhelmed with things in life, very anxious and hot-headed, and it's really time just to ground ourselves in nature and reconnect. All right, my Leos, that is what I have for you in this month's reading. Make sure to go out and check the other Key of Soul Tarot readings. If this is your sun reading, make sure to check your rising and your moon sign. And I will see you, beautiful souls, on the next reading. Bye.